So I've been playing just a little bit of deeprockgalactic Galactic lately, and one of my favorite weapons from that game is the Voltaic Stun Sweeper for the Scout. So I decided, why not make it in Minecraft? Oh yeah, also I've had this game for 2 weeks. Also, if you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing, since it helps me out a lot, and I make content like this all the time. But anyways, let's continue with the video. So here in my hand, I've got this Voltaic Stun Sweeper, and I feel like it looks alright, you know, like, it's not perfect, but it's kind of difficult to get, like, a lot of details in what I think is a 16 by 16 grid. But yeah, I feel like it did an alright job. But also, as you might see there, this is actually a retextured experience bottle. Because what I'm planning to do is basically just completely change the experience bottle, because it's not like the experience bottle is a key part for repairing tools for millions of players around the world, totally not. Listen, right, there weren't any better options. Now, why is this the best option? Well, because, first off, it can detect right-click when you throw it. That looks so stupid. Why does that look so funny? But yeah, also, when you right-click, it actually summons in an entity that I can then detect as well. So, then I can both detect when you right-click and your position when you right-click, which is really, really good. So that's then just the function, but also the way you obtain it, because I could just use snowballs or ender pearls or anything like that. But the thing with, like, the experience bottle is that you can only find it in pretty rare places, unless you trade with villagers. Okay, doing some of this. And then I just do some of this, and yeah, now I can just get it for 2 emeralds. But other than that, they are decently difficult to find, as you can only find them in ancient cities, pillager outposts, and shipwrecks. Also, I totally didn't have to look it up on the wiki for where I could find it. Let's just close that tab. Now, there is one problem with retexturing the experience bottle, and that is that it's going to have an enchantment glitch. But honestly, I feel like that's alright, like, it's not super noticeable, and I don't really care, honestly. So now let's begin on the actual command blocks. So first, I'm just gonna go save and quit to title, press single player, go into my test world, and then I'll just copy this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and don't ask, okay? It's for a school project. And then I'm just gonna save that like this, go out of the world again, press single player, command block world, load up the hotbar. So now basically what these commands do is that if I now just summon in a husk and then throw the Voltaic Stun Sweeper at him, then it summons in an arrow that then targets towards him, and it's even in like a little curve as well, which I didn't actually mean to do, it's just that it kind of just happened that way. So yeah, now it does go towards the nearest entity though, so I don't know where those arrows just went. But yeah, like, they're supposed to just home in on the closest enemy, and right now it just deals some damage. But that isn't actually because the arrow hits them. That's because of I think it's this one. Okay, it was this command block. So now if I just make that be needs redstone, and then just summon in a new husk, and then do that, then as you can see, the arrow for some reason doesn't damage him. And that's actually a good thing, because what I can then do is just, instead of damaging him, it gives him a tag, and then I just make the arrow home in on any entity that doesn't have that tag, and then every entity that has that tag gets on like a little timer, so that then they get stunned, and then when that timer is up, then they get unstunned again. Now, if that sounded like a bunch of nonsense to you, it's because it is. I have no idea what I'm doing, please send help. But I think it'll actually be pretty easy. So first, let's just make the mechanism that makes the arrow bounce between targets, because right now it doesn't really do that. Okay, so now I've just made the arrow bounce between enemies by just giving them a tag instead of damaging them. So now if I just have 2 husks, then it goes between them, and I also just made them have glowing, because why not? And I also made it have a maximum range of 10 blocks. I'm probably gonna change to 15 later, but that's just so that it doesn't go nyom. But yeah, now the arrow goes immediately to the entity right next to it. So yeah, that's actually really satisfying to watch in like big crowds. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. But now let's make them actually get stunned, because right now that doesn't really do anything. And the way I can do that is just changing this effect command so that instead of giving them glowing, it instead, for example, like he gives them a tick of damage and maybe like stuns them for a few seconds and stuff like that, right? Okay, so now these 3 command blocks should make it so that if I just summon in a big group of husks and then throw a single stun sweeper, then it goes through all of them and deals, I think it was 1.5 damage. And then when there aren't any enemies, it's still just floating there in midair. I've still got to fix that. But yeah, right now it's working pretty well, and of course they also get a tag so that they won't just get hit twice, and yeah, I feel like this works pretty well now. So now what I want to first do is just make so that the arrows won't just float there in midair when there's nothing to hit, and then there's also that I have to actually make them get stunned as well as take some damage. Okay, so now the arrow gets killed if there isn't anyone to home to, but this was actually a little bit more difficult than I thought, because I just thought, oh yeah, I'll just detect if the arrow, or like if there aren't anyone without the tag in like a 15 block radius, then just kill the arrow. And it was that easy, it's just that then, if I tried to throw it, and there weren't anyone nearby, then it would just disappear into nothing, which isn't really what I want to happen. So what I ended up doing was, first off, now if I just throw this, then it damages them all, and then it disappears. But now all of these guys have got the tag, so there aren't anyone to throw it to, and this actually works best if I'm in survival mode. So now if I try to throw it, then I just get it right back. So in the game, you do just completely lose it, which, you know, is a little bit mean, but yeah, you do just completely lose it. Where did all of those go? But yeah, now you just get it right back, and yeah, I think this is so much better. So now I guess it's onto the stunning mechanism, which I've kind of been avoiding this entire video because I really just don't want to do it, because I feel like it's gonna be very complicated. Because there's a very specific amount of time that they're going to be stunned for, and I also have to do all the particles and stuff for it, which is also really, really like specific and stuff, so I kind of been like avoiding it, but let's just start it and hopefully it'll go alright. So my plan is to make a scoreboard for everyone who's stunned that gets set to 1600 something, I think, like just as they get stunned, and then it slowly goes down until it reaches 0, and then while it's not 0, then the enemies are gonna have no AI, and it's also going to have like particles around it and stuff, but then as soon as it reaches 0, the particles are gonna stop, and it's going to regain its AI again, and then hopefully that's going to work. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of bugs with that, but you know what, let's just try it, and then let's just see how bad it is. So first I'll just make the scoreboard Stun Sweeper. That's going to be a dummy. Okay, so you know what I said that I was gonna put that scoreboard to be like 1600 something? Yeah, turns out I only need to make it be 170. So yeah, anyways, this is going great, by the way. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure that I've got the scoreboard to be working. So now if I just summon in a bunch of different husks right here, and then right-click, then they should all get glowing for 1 second, and then when the scoreboard goes off, then the glowing should also go off. So now, goes through all of them, and you can see all of them on the side there, which, I don't know, I find that really cool, actually. But now, when that reaches actually 1, then the glowing stops for all of them. Now, it can be up to 1 second behind, just because, like, that's literally the minimum amount that I can make it. But, of course, when it's with, like, the data command, then that will be instant. So, yeah, I feel like now this is pretty good. And, yeah, it's very satisfying. What? Why don't you work? What? Oh wait, it's just because I forgot to like remove this tag. Okay, so now I'm just gonna real quickly make a command that removes that tag, and then everything should hopefully be working, maybe actually not. Alright, so now if I just try it out again, then yeah, now that goes between all of them, and they get glowing, and then when that reaches 0 again, then it should go off, and everything should be working, and that is really, really good. Because I'm gonna be honest, I've been at this one system for what, like an hour now? Just to make them have glowing, and then not have glowing. Like, that is, why do I do this? I do it for you guys, so you better subscribe. So now all I gotta do is just change this command from an effect command to a data command that gives them no AI, and then also just slide a command in here that gives them their AI back, and then that should be the stunning finished, hopefully. Little did I know that was not in fact going to be the stunning finished. In fact, there was going to be like a million different bugs that I had to fix, and it was gonna be amazing, and I hate my life. Alright, so now the stunning is finally finished, and yeah, this has taken so long, but now if I just summon in a big horde of husks, and then also just go into survival mode so that they'll actually try and attack me, now I can just throw one of these, and then they all get stunned, so I can go right up to them, they won't attack me, but I can attack them still, and then yeah, now I can just go around, and then now when it goes off, then they all try and attack me again. And I think that's actually then everything for the Stun Sweeper finished. So yeah, oh wait, shit. Alright, so now all of the particles and sound effects are in for the Stun Sweeper. So now it looks and sounds like this. I feel like it's got the correct vibe that I'm going for, and I feel like a lot of that is from the, where's that, here, the item axe scrape sound effect, because it really just sounds correct, you know, it sounds like the sound effects that it would make, even though I have no idea what sound it actually makes. I don't even know if it does make a sound, but yeah, and I feel like the particles as well really fit, since it happens all so quickly, you know, like, it's, you don't really have time to register everything, and yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I was going for, and yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. So now all of the mechanisms are in, and all of the particles for the stunning is in. It's just that there's still one more particle that I want to add, and that is some particles around the actual arrow, because that arrow does not look like this, you know, that don't even look kind of similar. But I think if I just add some particles around it, which won't take that long, then it'll look a lot better. Alright, so now with these two particle commands, then now it looks so much better. Okay, it was a little bit difficult to see there, but like, that just looks so much better, and it actually also looks a lot like the one in game, since I think it has a little bit of a trail. At least it looks like it has a trail. So yeah, now it looks so much better, and yeah, I think that's then actually everything that I'm going to make for this video, because that's pretty much everything, and I know that I copied kind of the core mechanics from like another world that I've already kind of done everything in and stuff, but still, I feel like a lot of kind of what made it special and like actually good came from this video, and yeah, what the... Yeah, this doesn't have any bugs, what do you mean? But yeah, I mean, I feel like so far, it's like that bug that we just saw, and the bug where like sometimes the husks would like randomly teleport and stuff, those are the only two bugs that I've seen, which is pretty good, because usually like these contraptions have got tons of bugs. So yeah, like, I feel like this contraption is like, runs very smoothly, and it's very satisfying to use, and yeah, it's just really, really fun. And yeah, that's then actually everything for this video, I guess. So if you liked it, then just remember, there's a button for that, but yeah, that's literally everything for this video, so bye!